U.S. President Obama is scheduled to meet Chinese President Xi Jinping on Thursday and Friday in the relaxed surrounding of the Sunnyland ranch in California. Now, this format is unprecedented in the history of U.S.-China relations, where meetings have been rigorously planned and conducted in a very formal setting. The California summit will allow the leaders to talk at length on a wide range of topics. And according to Kenneth Lieberthal, a senior fellow at the Brookings Institute, the new format reflects President Xi's confidence that he can handle an open-ended discussion. Now, China watchers have pointed out that the mere fact that Mr. Xi has agreed to attend the meeting is a step forward. His predecessor, Mr. Hu Jintao, was known to state the script, probably would not have accepted an invitation to meet under such casual settings. So then what kind of hopes do Chinese net users have for the meeting between the two world leaders? Well, let's take a look at some of their comments.
China and the United States need to sit down and have a long talk about many complex and often dividing issues. If the two leaders are willing to tackle these problems, they will be able to realize the interests of both nations. It's no wonder that many people have high expectations for this meeting. It's a good way to establish a new bilateral relationship for the two countries. At the very least, a good personal relationship between the two leaders could help the two countries understand each other better and avoid unnecessary misunderstandings. What a long way China has come. This will be the first time that U.S. and Chinese leaders will put their personal relationship at the forefront of state relations. Communication of any sort is better than none at all. This time, President Xi Jinping's visit is a good sign for U.S.-China relations. Even if the meeting may not be as fruitful as people expect, at least the two leaders will have a better understanding of each other as people. President Xi's visit is different from previous visits. The informal visit can help the two leaders build a good relationship with little pressure. Their relationship will greatly benefit the relationship of the nations they lead. I would argue that this visit will determine the direction that relations between the two countries will take on.
Many academics have compared the significance of the meeting to the 1985 Reagan-Gorbachev summit in Geneva, which paved the way for ending the Cold War. Now, similar to how both the Soviet and U.S. leadership accused each other of breeding mistrust in 1985, relations between the U.S. and China has been turbulent in the last few years. Each have accused the other of cyber espionage and growing military power. Now, despite the low-key setting, the pressure is on for the two leaders to establish a new phase in U.S.-China relations. Many have billed the summit as the most important meeting since Richard Nixon and Mao met in 1972. The summit, however, is not intended to produce specific deliveries. The strategic discussion, instead, is a good platform for both leaders to exchange views on topics as diverse as North Korea and cyber espionage.
I don't think the visit will be a good start for U.S.-China relations. The individual relationship of the two leaders is based on the relationship of the two countries. The common interests of both countries are key to China and the U.S. developing a more harmonious relationship. If America still wants to play the role of the world's police, the relationship between the two countries will not develop successfully. The two countries need to share common rules and principles on key world issues. It's important to find a proper way to communicate for people and nations alike. Both China and the United States need to put aside their own self-interest and take an objective view on world affairs. I don't think the visit will bring any changes of the two countries' relationship. We all know that American politics is not only about the American president, but it depends more on the Senate and the House of Representatives. Whether the two countries have disputes on some world issues or not, it's always important for China and the United States to focus on cooperation and aim for effective communication. Hopefully, our president will be able to build up friendly relations with the American president. If the two leaders have a better understanding of each other, this will definitely lead to friendlier relations between the two countries.
One question that's being hotly debated in both history and politics is whether great leaders can really shape the world we live in, or if they, like everyone else, get carried along by the tides of human history? Well, it seems like a little ranch in California might help us answer these questions very soon.